ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in to the Loan Officer Podcast. I am Dustin Owen, and along with me is my producer extraordinaire and top shit giver, John Coleman.
It is I.
What is happening? All right, so networking for the win.
What? I thought it was networking for the world. FTW stands for the win?
Not wind, but win. Yes, for the win and not F the world. All right, so networking for the win. It's pretty simple in sales and life in general, right? I learned this at UCF going through their School of Communications, degree in advertising and public relations, and my professors, who, by the way, I felt like were the best that could be offered at the time. They were all adjunct. They all came in with real world experience. It wasn't just academia. Now, they all had their PhDs, and not their player hating degree, like their actual PhD. And they taught, but when they taught from the book, and they also taught from real world. And one thing they also taught is it's about who you know as much as it's about what you know. So they never took away from that we didn't have to know anything. No, you had to go to class, you had to learn, but you also had to get out and network, right? Especially in that field, in that industry. But I think that really applies to life in general. And when I look around almost all sales industries, whether it's financial advising or life insurance or homeowners insurance, or in my world, loan origination, those that out-network, out-produce. It is that simple. When you look at, go back to college when the last time you were single, or you look at your single friends and look at those that tend to have more dates, that tend to be hooking up more, guess what they're doing? They're networking more, right? You have to put yourself in life in as many opportunities as you can to succeed. If you're playing baseball, the person who gets up to the plate and takes the most swings will have a better chance of having more hits. Now, their average might not be that good, but they'll have more hits. And most times in sales and life, it's about the hits. It's not about the average. Free throws, 3-pointers, it applies to just about anything. So I want to focus on encouraging people to get out and out network and talk about what that means in today's society. Like when I say networking to you, Coleman, what's the first couple things that pop into your head?
Well, when you say networking specifically, I think of going out after work, grabbing a drink, maybe going golfing, bowling, some sort of other activity where you can have an opportunity to get to know the other individual.
Okay. And that's pretty much networking, right? That's pretty basic. Might be a little bit archaic. How about this? You are married, correct?
Correct.
And you've been married for how long?
3 years now?
Oh.
Together 12.
Together 12. So you've been out of the game for a while. Okay. So if you were single, how do you think you would go out and find Friday night's date? Like what would be your go-to?
In today's day and age, although I'm not on it, I hear there are multiple dating apps where you can swipe left, swipe right. I would probably adopt one of those. I'll probably be active on social media channels, so the Instagrams, the Facebooks, the Twitters, and also I'd probably frequent a local water spot or two, so a couple bars, a couple clubs. Whatever.
Okay, so you do a little bit of traditional, right? Because if you go back 20 years ago, there was no Tinder, there was no swipe left, swipe right, there wasn't Match.com or eHarmony or any of that. So your only way was either to hit up Aunt Bertha, who we all know we don't want the girls recommended by Aunt Bertha, right? Or it was to go to a bar, but there's a whole cliche about that. Oh, I got picked up at a bar with a big eye roll, right? Networking is the same exact way, right? Networking in today's day and age, first and foremost, those that do more of it are going to win, right? And by win, I mean they're gonna attract more clients. They're gonna have more sales. Typically, sales equals commissions or it equals revenue. More revenue is more money you can save. More money you can save is the quicker you can retire or the better you can retire. It is even more money you can give back to your community, right? So if you think about it, to network for the win, we're not just talking about something as simplistic as having more sales and making more money. It's also out-networked to give more money to your favorite charity. Out-network to give more back to your community. Out-network so you can retire at 55 and not 65, or you can retire at X of a lifestyle versus Y of a lifestyle. But let's talk about how we can be networking and how we should be networking. So first and foremost, it needs to be a priority and it needs to be a theme, right? We've done episodes on theme days. Okay, tied into your theme day needs, or your theme week, your week of themes, you need to have networking events scheduled in. And yes, you can join a BNI group. Yes, you can go to industry functions and happy hours. But what are we doing when it comes to social media? And I kind of want to spend today's episode diving deeper into that, especially for those that are older in their careers, maybe older in life, that are listening and tuning into this podcast, because they hear social media and they act like it's some kind of intergalactic special NASA SpaceX type thingamabob, right? Or they overthink it and think, I can't figure that out. I'm not a computer person. And it's like, you can't figure out how to say, hi, my name is John. I work at this company, right? Because that's what it is. And what I love about networking using social media platforms is you can cover a much wider net, not having to get dressed up, not having to do your hair, not having to put on makeup. You can do it not advisable, but while stopped at a red light. Right? You can do it from your bed. You can do it while doing laundry. I mean, all these things that you can do networking via social platforms that I think are being underutilized. So I'm going to jump into that today. Before I do, is there anything in specifically that you feel like I should make sure I cover? Because I do want to make sure that A, we keep this episode around 20, 25 minutes, and B, as a target audience member of the Loan Officer Podcast show, what is it that John Coleman would want to get out of today's episode?
I would say networking with discipline. Discipline is a term I hear kind of a lot in this podcast, but basically, what are some good techniques so I'm not going out Monday, Wednesday, Friday, spending all this money networking, but I'm not reaping the benefits of the rewards?
Okay, perfect. Schedule it, right? This can be very easy. Discipline is all about scheduling things, having a routine. The quicker you can get yourself into a routine, the easier it is to be disciplined. I get up every morning at 6 a.m. I take my son to the bus stop at 6:30. I get my first workout of the day in starting about 6:45. I'm done by about 7:45. I'm showered and out the door by about 8:15, 8:20, right? That's a routine. I do that most days, Monday through Friday. I have a similar routine when I leave the office and I go to the gym. Then I go home. I unpack my gym bag. I pack the gym bag for tomorrow. I open my laptop because there's probably some work emails I have to check. And I ask my wife, hey, what do you need my help with today? All right, that's a routine. Networking is just that. You have to plan for it. You have to time block for it. For some people, I know a top producing loan officer in Boise, Idaho. Shout out to Gwen Swain. Right? I'm probably going to dive a lot into the Gwen Swain story, and I'm going to go at it right now. Gwen is a rookie loan officer who closed 178 units for like $48 million in volume. To put that in perspective, the average loan originator at Waterstone Mortgage, which is the company that I work for, and Waterstone Mortgage is known as the upper echelon of loan origination. The average loan officer here at Waterstone does about 4.5 to 5 units per month. Okay, Gwen and her, I think it ended up being her first full year, did what averaged out to 14.5 units per month. Okay. The average loan officer in the country does something ridiculous like 1.5 units per month, right? So Gwen's doing over 10 times, and she'll tell you, like, she doesn't have any crazy roots in Boise. In fact, she had just moved there like 3 years prior. I think she's from originally like Virginia, but her and her husband had lived in San Diego, California. She out-networked. That's what she did. She out-networked, and it's because she did it religiously. Every night from 7 to 9. 7 to 9. She had a newborn, and she had like a 3-year-old, right? So she wasn't just boss lady. She was also boss mom. But she made a priority. And if you ever get to know or talk to Gwen, you'd find out that, yes, she's very personable. She's very likable. But she was not very salesy, right? She never made it a point to convince people to do something that they didn't want to do. No, she's a connector, right? So she joined not one, not two, not three, not one. Oh my goodness. Not one, not two, but 3 Facebook groups. So Facebook was her medium of choice. There's Instagram. If you're real hip, there's TikTok. I haven't quite figured that one out yet. There's LinkedIn, which I haven't figured that one out either. I'm sure people have, and I can give you some tidbits of what I've heard works on LinkedIn. But hers was Facebook. And she was herself, right? She never hid from the fact that she was Gwen and that she likes fitness and she's a new mom and she's new to Boise. And she also didn't hide from the fact that she worked at Waterstone Mortgage. Okay? That's out networking. And she did it every single day for 9 months, for 12 months. And what she did is she befriended people, sent them a friend request. Hey, I see you're new to Boise. I see you're a mom. I see you're into fitness. So am I. It wasn't a solicitation for business. Now, again, she wasn't hiding from the fact what she did for a living, just like she wasn't hiding from the fact that she was married or is married. She has kids. She's into fitness, right? That's who she is. She's new to Boise, but she just made friends and she conversed, right? She talked to people. And the best thing about networking via a social platform, you can talk to 5, 6, 7 people at a time. You mentioned going to bars or going to golf courses. Well, when you're golfing, it's you and 3 other people. Now, if those 3 people were some of the top targets that you want to connect with, awesome. Grand slam, you had a home run. But if they're 3 duds, bro.
That's half a day wasted.
Half a day, 5 hours. 5 hours. And if you're anything like me, golf's fun enough for like 8 or 9 holes, not for 18. And there's some holes where I can throw the club, and I do throw the club further than the ball goes. Imagine having to do that, right? And you spent a ton of money. Like, golf ain't cheap. Same thing goes for if you walked into a bar and you went to a networking event, right? What are you going to do? First, you're going to walk in, kind of shoulders slumped forward, kind of sheepish look in your face. And you're like, God, I can't believe I came here. Deep breath, you got this, right? So you kind of go through the big pep talk and like, okay, cool. Maybe you go to the bar first because they gave you the 2 free drink tickets. And okay, you got it chugged down the first beer. You have a little bit of courage and you go and talk to someone. Well, what if you get a hold of Chatty Cathy? And within 30 seconds of talking to Chatty Cathy, you realize that not only are you guys not connecting on a personal level, but there's probably never an opportunity for you to ever do business together.
It's a trap.
Yeah, it's a trap, exactly. But you do see someone in the corner who just walked in that you do want to talk to. The problem with that type of a networking event, and by the way, I'm not saying don't go to these type of networking events. What I'm really trying to say is don't forget about social media because that's how things are done in 2020 and beyond. Because when you're at that event, if you got FaceTime with Chatty Cathy and she's somebody that you really wanted to connect with, again, you hit a home run because there's nothing that's ever going to be able to take away from getting belly to belly and face to face, right? To be able to see the human emotion, touch someone, connect with them, like you can only do that face to face. But you can cast a bigger net on social platforms. And the example I was given is if you got caught talking to Chatty Cathy and then, driver Dominic walks in and that's the person you want to go and meet with. When I say driver Dominic, no, he's not your Uber driver, but he's a driver in the field that you work in. He's somebody that you want to connect with. How are you going to politely and professionally remove yourself from talking to Cathy in order to get to Dominic?
Tell a little white lie like you have to go to the bathroom, get another drink, and awkwardly walk away.
Yeah, and you use a keyword there, awkward, right? So we don't want to do that. So we want to out-network for the win. What we want to first do is we want to plan it, we want to time block it, we want to do it consistently, and we want to make it a priority, right? Priorities are things that you don't not do. Priority, I have to pick my kid up from school. I can't not do that. If I do, he'll forgive me the first time. By the second time, not so much. By the third time, I have to deal with my wife. Maybe I have to deal with like the we used to call it HRS as a kid. What's it called now when you're a bad parent and child services. There you go. Yeah. So it's just a bad thing, right? Prioritize. You have to prioritize your networking, and like anything, you have to diversify. right? You can't necessarily just do social media. You can't just do BNI. You can't just do industry happy hours. Do it all. Do it all, but do it consistently. And when you are there, make it a goal to win. And to win is to walk away with some kind of a trophy. And no, not a participation trophy, right? The participation trophy you get are the 2 free drink tickets. Congratulations for showing up. Here's some alcohol, right? Here's some free appetizers. If you don't drink, awesome. Take advantage of the free iced tea, right? Whatever it is that they're giving you, take advantage of it. That's your participation trophy. But you need a real trophy. And a real trophy is a not just a business card, but it's an appointment. It's a real conversation. When you network with a purpose. So it's not just about showing up. Because if you just show up, yes, that's half the battle, but it's still 50% out of 100. We're trying to get you like 75 or 80, right? C, B type work. I mean, A work would be preferred, but at least do C or B level work. And that show up with a purpose. What's your goal? Is there someone there that you want to meet? Is there someone there that you want to see again? More importantly, can you extract a referral? Can you extract business while you're there? It might not be that type of an event. So what you can do is make sure you leave with an appointment to spend quality time with 1 or 2 individuals that you met while attending this event. Okay. Back on the social media aspect and why I love it, and back on the Gwen Swain story, if you'd like me to tell you a little bit more about that. So utilizing something like social, why I love it. And I must say social, I really mean Facebook, right? I really mean Instagram, but I might need to lean on you, Coleman, about Instagram because I know Facebook better than I know Instagram. Why I love it is that it allows you to cast a broader net in way less time. I can go on Facebook. I can friend request you. More than likely, you're going to see that we have some common friends and you're going to accept it. I then can send you a message in Messenger and it says, hey, John, thanks for accepting my friend request. I can then follow it up with, I sent you a friend request because I see we have a lot of common friends and I've always wanted to meet you, but haven't had the chance. Is it way easier to get rejected when you're sitting behind a computer screen or face-to-face?
Computer screen all day.
Yeah, computer screen all day. That's why online dating works so well, because someone can ask out 15 different people and it's a lot easier to be rejected when it's not face-to-face. Just like it's easier to look for a potential mate or date while you're leaving the gym, not showered, haven't brushed your teeth, your hair's a wreck, but you have that really cool picture, maybe photoshopped, maybe it's like your head on someone else's body, but it's still something you're using to represent you. And you can get that message out to 15, 20 people. We're trying to go to a bar and doing so just doesn't work. So if you're not spending 1 to 2 hours a day networking, and if you're not utilizing the social networks that are provided to us, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, those are going to be the 3 major, start today. Start today. Even if you don't know what you're doing, open up an account, start sending friend requests, and think of it as no different than if you were to walk into a BNI happy hour / event. How would you meet people? Here's something else I love about it. If we are at a BNI / happy hour, and I say this is why I love networking via social network. If we were to go into a BNI event, I'm going to have to go and stare at your name tag. I may or may not be able to read your handwriting. Okay. You may or may not even have a name tag on. Then I have to ask you things like, oh, where are you from, John? Oh, what school did you go to? Oh, do you have any kids? Who do you work for? Right? There's so many questions that I have to get through before I can find a commonality. When I'm networking via LinkedIn and Facebook, and in order, it'd be Facebook, then LinkedIn, like 3 to 1. Once I'm your friend, and sometimes before I'm your friend, I can click on your profile. I can see that you're married. I can see that you like German Shepherds. I can see that you're a Cubs fan. I can see that you like to hunt. All of a sudden, I can figure out, On a scale of 1 to 10, where are you in terms of someone I want to network with? Right? If I go on your page and I see that you are a crazy right winger or a crazy left winger and that's not me, okay, I'm probably going to move you to the bottom of the list and I can move on. Now, if I am a crazy right winger, I may be like, hell yeah, that's the person I want to network with. We have a commonality because ultimately people do business with people that they like. And we need to find more people that we like and like us in return if we want to do more of our business. In order to do so, we have to out-network. How do we out-network? We make it a priority. We schedule it, so time block for it, put it on your Outlook calendar, and just do it. And like anything, you'll get better at it. Here's how I know you get better at it, because everything in life works this way. 5 months ago, I was not a runner, and I'm still not a runner, by the way. I'm like a shuffler, I'm a jogger, but I'm not a runner. I am running in a race this weekend. I'm going to try to do a 15K with a buddy of mine. 5 months ago, I could jog 2 minutes, walk a minute, jog 2, walk 1, jog 2, walk 1. I would make it 3 miles, and I would do so at roughly an 11-minute per mile pace. It would take me 33, 34 minutes to do 2 laps around my neighborhood, which equals 3 miles. Today, I went out for a run and I ran 5 miles. And I did it run 9 miles, walk 1 mile. My pace, 9 minutes, 25 seconds. Almost cut 2 minutes off of my time. I almost went twice the distance because I just stuck with it. Right? Nothing has changed except for I've gotten better over just 5 months. I share that story, not to 100% brag. I'm proud of it, right? So, but I share it because everything that we do and everything we talk about is not a wake up one day and be great at it. It's wake up one day and decide, yes, I can and I will, therefore I'm going to. And that's what you need to do. If you want to be successful in, I would go almost as far as saying life, but if you want to be successful in business, get to know more people, make sure more people know you. Don't hide from what you can do. Don't hide from how you can help others. Rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. Don't be afraid of Facebook. Don't be afraid of LinkedIn. Create an account. Make sure it's personal. I would advise you not to be too crazy on it. I would advise you, if you are a far lefty, be left of center. If you are a far right winger, maybe don't post all those things because it could very well be detrimental to your networking activities. But if you're and by the way, you have to be active, right? Like you're never going to go to a BNI meeting or a happy hour. Well, you might do this. You should never. Let me rephrase. You should never and sit in the corner and not talk to anybody. If you have a Facebook account and you're not friend requesting everyone Facebook suggests to you, you're missing out. If you're not posting daily, I'd say twice daily, you should post something twice daily, especially if you're doing it for networking purposes. And when you post, I said twice, by the way, I didn't say 8 times. I did not say 8. 2 times. 2 times. And please, don't vomit your services, right? You are here to find people that like you, find people that you'll like, not hide from who you are, not hide from what you do. But as a rule of thumb, you should have 3 personal posts for every 1 businessy type post. When I say businessy, something that markets yourself or your services. But if you're doing that, you're talking about somewhere between 10 and 14 posts a week. Of those 10 to 14, you're probably talking about 3 or 4 of those, 4 max, 3 preferably, are you not hiding from what you do. And don't be afraid to connect with people that you don't know but you want to get to know. And let them know that, hey, we've never had a chance to meet, but I've always wanted to meet you. I've heard good things. I see that you run in the same circles. Join groups. Join groups, whether if you coach softball, join softball parents of your city. If you're into fitness, join triathletes of whatever city you live in. And be active, be social. Don't just join the group and not show up, right? This doesn't work the way Bally Fitness worked back in the 80s, where they would finance for $40 a month a 10-year membership, and you never went to it. No, you got to go to it, right? You got to be active. You got to be social. But it's just that simple. Do it some more, get better at it, do it again. What questions as an audience member, Coleman, should we be answering right now so we can wrap it up and move on to next episode?
How can you measure success?
Well, you ultimately measure success based on tracking your business. That's a whole nother topic, lead tracking and knowing your numbers. Any good salesperson or business person understands their numbers. They know their numbers. But if I were to arrange a schedule, and we talked about already, time block it, make it a priority, but make it this simple. Let's simplify it for everybody. Starting today, because the best time to start anything is today, right? You want to quit smoking? Cool. Start today. You want to lose weight? Start today. You want to do a better job of networking? Great. Start today. Every day, 2 social media posts. Every third day, one of your 2 social media posts can be about your business. When I say social media, I only want you focused right now on Facebook. If you have time, LinkedIn. LinkedIn for some professionals works better than Facebook. It depends on what it is that you're selling. But if you're selling to consumers and you're working your circle of influence, you're going to find them on Facebook. If you're selling to other business owners, you're going to find them on LinkedIn. But the same principles are going to apply. You're going to have 2 posts. One's going to be representing you. One's going to be more representing your business. Twice a day. You're going to attend at least 1 industry event per week. It could be a BNI. It could be a happy hour. It could be a chamber of commerce. But it's not just about attending. It's attending with a purpose to get that trophy we talked about. That trophy is another appointment. You are solely there to see someone and to schedule a time to get one-on-one with them for a half hour to an hour where you guys can dive deeper into their business and your business, their services and your services, and how they can come together and how you can help each other. If you do that, one more thing, 30 minutes a day. 30 minutes a day. I talked about posting twice a day, but a post may only take you 15 minutes to do. It could take you 5 seconds to do. 15 minutes if you're trying to be creative, if you're looking for that right image or that right quote that matters to you that day. I'm going to do a social media post when we end. I made sure that I took a couple selfies so that I could post it. I wouldn't have done that a couple years ago, but it wasn't until I made a conscious effort to network more on social media that I started making it part of my routine. Oh, let me make sure I capture an image. So when I say 30 minutes a day, you're not just sending friend requests, you're also sending invites, introducing yourself, asking for a meeting. You're joining the various groups that matter to you and you're commenting. You have to comment, you have to like, right? If you're brand new to social media, I may be talking over your head. If you're brand new, join, create an account, get a bunch of friends and start posting. Then in 3 months, come back and listen to this. And then figure out that it's not just about, okay, I'm friends with this person. Okay, I'm posting. It's also liking and sharing and commenting because you're a part of the conversation. At the end of the day, you need to be a part of the conversation. Just like if you go to that networking event, you can't sit in the corner all alone. You can't sit at the bar and just talk to the bartender, no matter how cute he or she may be. You need to get your butt off the stool and go find out who people are, what they do, how they can benefit you, how you can benefit them, give them the opportunity to ask you questions about who you are, and hopefully make a connection. If you want to be successful in life, have more friends. That's what networking is about. The more people you know, the more opportunities will come your way. And understand this, friendship and networking is not an equal two-way street. There are many times you will be the driver in the relationship, meaning you'll be the one scheduling the trips. You'll be, in terms of friends, you'll be the one scheduling the lunches. You'll be the one going out of your way. That's okay, right? That's okay. You have to have a driver in every car. Even the self-driving cars right now still have drivers. Don't be afraid that you're always the person who is taking the initiative because someone has to play that role. That may just be you. But expand your network, get out, get uncomfortable, Make it happen. It can be done. When I look at the most successful salespeople and the most successful business operators, they tend to be the people who out-network the competition. Hopefully some of this made sense to you guys. Hopefully you're able to take down a nugget or two, a takeaway. If you totally disagree with me or you want to dive deeper on the subject, I would love to give you some more real-world examples. My contact information, dustinowen.com or dowen@waterstonemortgage.com, 407-645-6363. That wraps it up for today. That is networking for the win. I'm Dustin Owen, and he is
Coleman.
And we are done.
Finito.
Peace.